So what I have here are the latest AirPod Pros. These are the AirPods Pro 3rd generation, which means not only do they have 2 times better active noise cancellations than the previous model, but there's also some very useful features that these AirPods have that are disabled by default. And in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and go through all the amazing features that these AirPods have to offer. And of course, timestamps to everything will be in the video description down below for your pleasure. Let's begin. So a feature that a lot of people overlook, especially when they're unboxing their AirPods for the first time, is this packet. A lot of people just throw away the box, but in here we actually have an extra small silicone tip with additional size choices to choose from. The one that's equipped by default out of the box are the medium size silicone tips, and it's okay if you have to mix match the sizes. If one is like small and then you have to use the other silicone tip with a larger size, as there's quite a few people that actually do have different size ear canals. And to verify that you do have a right seal, just go ahead and put on your earbuds, unlock your iPhone, go into settings, and make sure that they appear right here. If they don't, you can always override it by tapping on this little media square icon and then manually select the AirPods from here. And then this menu should appear. But click on it from right here. In this menu, scroll down until you find Test Acoustic Seal. Select here. This will run a little conducted test. Tap continue. It's going to play audio on both right and left side. And it'll tell you in real time if there's any sound leakage. And if you got the green light, you're good to go. You can just exit out of that. Now the cool thing about these new AirPods Pros is they actually have a built-in heart rate sensor, which means these will allow the Apple Watch to work less hard so it doesn't drain as much battery. So when you're wearing your AirPods and you go and launch the fitness app as an example, right here, this one from Apple, if you tap on the workout category right over here, you can verify and make sure that your device is connected. On top right here, it'll be grayed out, but this will just show that they both can be used for heart rate tracking as well as calorie tracking. And many studies have been showing that for strength training at the gym, since you're not moving as much compared to your wrist when it comes to moving weights, you can just start a workout and the calorie tracking, it's much more accurate than it is on the Apple Watch compared to like a heart rate strap. So this means on the bottom over here, you can monitor that these two devices are connected and they are tracking your calories. But if you like to leave your Apple Watch in the gym, in your car or something like that, and not take it with you at the gym, you can solely just work out by just simply wearing your AirPods and just use the fitness app to start your workout, as all your menus are right here, and you can also end your workout from here, just like it is on the Apple Watch. Although I have noticed they do make your ears glow when using heart rate tracking earbuds. Now real quick, if you've been finding this video informative and useful so far, if you could kindly take 2 seconds to hit that like button and like, those really do help out the channel and allow the channel to be driven and powered by you guys, the viewers, which is why you'll see brands for like a sponsorship segment taking like a minute or 2 off your time. I personally don't like seeing those when I'm watching my videos, and thanks to you guys, we don't have to rely on them. So massive thank you from me to you by simply just hitting that like button and like. Really does mean a lot. Let's carry on. So I own a good amount of AirPods that you see right here, everything from the AirPods Pro 2 and as well as the AirPod 4s, active noise cancellations. So it's always good to rename these so it's less confusing than which AirPod you're connected to. So back into the AirPod settings right here, this is where you can go in and actually rename it. I recommend renaming it so you don't get confused what device you're grabbing. Now in here you can see you have the ability to change between the 4 different modes. You could turn it off completely for best battery life results, transparency, adapted mode where it will adapt with your environment, or noise cancellation. But you can also control the modes that you're in the volume rocker right here with your AirPods icon showing that they are connected. You can just long code, and from here you have those same exact tools, as well as conversation awareness and spatial audio support, which I'll go more in a little bit. But if we go down here where it says hearing protection, I highly recommend enabling this, because if you have it on transparency mode and you're just walking down the street, these AirPods will adapt to your environment. So if there's a loud honk or a bang of some sort that's dangerously loud that could harm your eardrums, just like earmuffs, the AirPods can actually quickly activate active noise cancellation and block all those harmful decibel levels automatically. Just make sure it's enabled. So this is pretty awesome, and it does it all automatically. Now right here, you do have hearing assist, which means you can make these AirPods become hearing aid, temporary hearing aids if you absolutely need it, or your primary source of hearing aids if you're on a budget, and will perform almost identical to actual several $1,000 hearing aids. And all you have to do is just place on the earbuds, go in a quiet room, and then just start the test. It'll take like about 10 minutes. But once you're done, you'll see your results. And this will allow the AirPods to actually adjust to your ear preference. So here you can see my right and left side. This is one I just took just to purposely fail, just to show it. But just hit setup hearing aid, get started, and then turn on hearing aids. And then it gives me like superpower hearing. So those that need it, you can enable hearing aids right here, and you can actually include this profile to be used for music, video, phone calls. It'll adjust everything accordingly for you. But I don't need it, so I'm going to disable those. But that's how the hearing aid functionality works, and it works extremely well. So the stem of the AirPods, of course, it works by simply pinching down on it. It will cause it to pause and play your media, skip track, go back to the previous track, or long hold to switch between the different modes. And of course, you can do a slide up or slide down to adjust the audio as well. But if you like to reprogram the stem, right here where it says press and hold, you could substitute left or right side to do something else. Like my right side could activate Siri, and on my left side, I could switch between the different modes. I could also checkmark adapted or turn off and include all 4 modes that will just be cycling through each and every time I long hold on the stem. So you do have some customization abilities right in here. Then underneath that, you can also control it for when you're receiving an incoming call. A single press will answer a call. A long press will mute or unmute. You can also change it to press twice instead. And same goes for end calls. But a really cool one that's newly added is the camera control. By enabling one of these, I just have the press 1. If I launch the camera app on my device, if I tap on the stem, a 3-second timer will start, and it will actually automatically take a photo or start a video hands-free without me having to press on the shutter button. So really neat stuff right there. Now below there is personalized audio. This will allow the earbuds to actually adjust to your environment. So the way this benefits me is if, let's say for example, I'm at the gym, my gym environment is getting louder, my audio will actually adjust to the environment to counteract that, so I can enjoy my media without any interruptions. Amazing feature, recommend leaving on. And then conversation awareness, if you switch to noise cancellation as an example, you can also enable conversation awareness here, but as I start talking, it's going to automatically reduce the audio of the media that I'm listening to, as well as reduce the background noise when I start to talk to other people. It automatically detects that, and it works really well. And if you like to customize how aggressive you like this to be, you can always go to adapted audio, and you can adjust the threshold from here as well if you want to be more sensitive or less aggressive. And if you like to change the music EQ, there's a clever way to do this. Even though we don't have a dedicated EQ slider, you can always continue just to go onto the music app in the app section in your apps, type in music. Right here in Apple Music, if you go down, you will find an EQ setting. And from here, you can adjust it as you're listening to audio until you find the best one that sounds best for the genre of songs you like to listen to. My personal favorite is increased bass for EDM. Now, let's say, for example, you and your friend, you're watching a video off your iPhone, but you like to share an earbud while both of you guys continue listening to the audio. A feature that's really popular and easy to use is the disable of automatic ear detection. You see, if we scroll down, if you disable auto ear detection, if you're listening to media or maybe playing a video, as I remove an earbud, it still resumes the song without randomly pausing it. Great for those times where you're like, here, listen to this, and then you pass it back. But don't forget, you also have audio sharing ability. And to perform this, just tap on the AirPod icon right here. You'll see these 2 shadow icons with 2 people. Tap on it, it will enable audio sharing. Just make sure their AirPods is nearby. Tap audio sharing, select the device, and just like that, you have 2 AirPods connected at the same time. And you go to long hold right here in Control Center, adjust the audio as well as the different modes between these 2 AirPods. Works extremely well. But if you're a moviegoer, I highly recommend enabling spatial audio. Mine's already customized and set up, but if you haven't set yours up yet, there'll be like a setup spatial audio. It'll go through like a 5-minute test. But by having this enabled, as you rotate your head from your screen, it'll give you that 3D effect as if you're in a movie theater. You may also enable it in the Control Center section right here, where you can decide if you have it fixed or head tracking. But for music listening, some people find better results having it off completely, as music audio sounds a lot better. This is just great to enable whenever you're watching like a cinematic movie or maybe a video on YouTube. Now, languages. This is the fun stuff. This is new. This will allow the AirPods to translate languages in real time. By selecting here, it will give you a brief overview on how to activate it. So by holding down on the two stems at the same time, you'll hear a new sound effect. And this will quickly enable live translation, which is the third-party app right here, which is recommended to download. But with this app enabled, you can start the translation. Right now, there's only a few languages supported. As you can see, this is the complete list, but later down the line, I'm sure more languages will be added. And just select your correct language of choice, start translation, and in real time, it will automatically translate to the language that you selected in front of you. And then the other person could just either view your screen, or you could tap play.
Y luego la otra persona podría simplemente ver cualquiera de tus pantallas.
As you both are just communicating with one another. It works really well, but unfortunately it doesn't translate automatically to subjects around you. You have to physically be facing the person you're talking to. And it works really well. No subscription needed. Pretty awesome. But it's not exclusive to just the AirPods Pro 3, as also the AirPods 4 active noise cancellation and the AirPods 2 have also work. You just need to have an iPhone that supports Apple Intelligence. And in the microphone, you have the ability to actually dedicate the left earbud or right earbud to automatically be the main microphone, or you can just leave it on automatic, which will default the first earbud that you put it on. And then pause media when falling asleep. This is a new feature. This works exactly as it read. So once you fall asleep, regardless of the media you're listening to, music, podcast, or watching a video on YouTube, the AirPod will be able to detect once you fall asleep and will automatically stop the media and would also cause your phone screen to turn off if it's a video. That's what this feature allows you to do. Additionally, if you go out of here in the settings and you go into general, in the general tab, if you go into AirPlay and connectivity, there's a setting now you could have enabled where it'll keep the audio with your headphones. So as soon as you get in your car and start driving off, if you're in a phone call conversation while wearing the AirPods, the conversation will remain in your ear, not your vehicle. So that's a cool little tool you can now enable, where previously you used to connect to your vehicle microphone instead. And then I nearly forgot to mention this, but if you have Workout Buddy enabled for your workouts, you know how it randomly speaks to you as you're working out? You can also press on the stem to end the AI from talking to you entirely. And you can also use head gestures like no to make it go away. That's a cool little tip right there. But if you go back to your AirPod settings, if you go down where it says head gestures, this is where you can double check and make sure you have it enabled. Again, you can either respond by nodding your head yes or no, or have it disabled entirely. And if you like to give it a shot, you could hit try gestures and it'll play a little demo so you can actually get some practice in case you haven't tried it yet. Now the case itself does have a built-in speaker as well as a little lanyard port if you like to put on a lanyard on your device. But the built-in speaker gives you sound feedback whenever you're charging your device. But if you don't like this feedback sound, you can always just disable it entirely. Right here where it says enable charging sound. But the beauty about this little speaker is if you launch the Find My app, you can use this speaker to help locate it, as it not only has AirTag support in the Find My app, so it can help you locate it faster in case you misplaced it, but you can actually allow it to play sound as well, including the earbuds separately in case you forgot them out of the case. And then of course, if you scroll all the way down, you can see your warranty information to see if your AirPods are still within warranty or not, which is quite awesome. You can also have the ability to also add Apple Care if you decide on getting it after you purchase it. But yeah, coming from the AirPods 2 to these, active noise cancellation is so much better, as well as the audio quality. I'm definitely impressed with the improvements that Apple made, but I was especially blown away with the additional features that they have that you can enable on the settings side of things. And now you are informed on all the cool things these can do. If you wish to watch more, maybe you'd like to see a more in-depth video on all the cool things that Apple CarPlay can do with the latest iOS 26 update, I cover all that in greater detail in this video over there. Thank you so much for watching.